I'm working on my window regulators for the rest of my doors and the quarter panels. I installed the passenger window and regulator and rails and everything. I didn't grease it. I figured I can get in there and grease it later. I probably should have greased it first. It's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to get in here. I reach my arm in there. It's going to be quite a mess. I'll have to wear some gloves and trying to get it in there and smash it in there. So I didn't want to initially do it because then if I go install it, then my hands are going to be all covered in grease and stuff like that when I go to install it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grease up the regulators and all the joints and the cranks, and then a little bit on the rails. And then I'll go in there and add some more when it's installed. That way when I go install it, my hands aren't covered in grease when I go install this thing. And grease everywhere inside the car and on the window and everything. So I've just got a brush. I've got some, people use white lithium grease. I've got some of the bearing lithium grease, which should be just fine. And I got a brush, and then I'm gonna really get it inside all the gears and on the teeth and on the joints and inside the rails and stuff. All right, so I got everything greased up. Because as I went forward, don't forget to have window crank with you. That's just a must to work these back and forth. So on all of these, gotta get all the joints and especially the crank. So inside here, there's a little void. So you want to make sure you get that nice and packed full of grease. And then when you do it, just work it back and forth. Until you can almost see the grease coming out on one end, and as you go the other way, that grease will suck in and pull in back and forth, and this heat comes out there, and you go back and then get sucked back in. That's kind of how you want to look, how it done. All right, and then make sure you get in here, get in between the sandwich there, and that should be good. And then the rails, I dabbed in the rails and I wipe the surface of it. That way when I go to grab it, I don't get grease all over myself. Same with these rails here and these guys here. This one here has that little divot, so I very lightly took my finger and kind of squeezed it along there to get a little grease in there. And that's it, man. I just make sure they're clean and they look good. And just be careful when you go install them. You get freaking grease everywhere, which is what I didn't want to do. But I might have a headache later having to go back in your door and having to grease everything inside there and not do a thorough job. And don't forget the windows. So of course these are the quarter windows. So we've got a little bit of a rail that needs to be greasing. So we got these two here. And then when I took these apart, I cleaned them off. These springs and all these joints here were pretty rusted, so don't soak these in another oil. Just use the grease. But all I did was just do a quick coating on the surface with some of this rust corrosion protection material oil, just to kind of keep it from rusting over again. And then for the door windows, just get this loosened up, make sure that this is cleaned, and then I just smashed grease into it. And then same here. Then you've got a slide here that needs grease up, and then again I get the oil. It kind of has a little bit of sheen to it. Just spray a little bit on there, and then just dab it off with the oil. With the rag, and that should do a decent job of protecting it. All right, so for my passenger side door, the window, and the regulator, I decided to take it out and grease it up, just like I did the others. So I didn't want the pain in the butt have to reach in there. So again, took it out, took the window out. And here's the window over here. So got all this stuff greased up and sealed and ready to go. And that's it. So if you ever do this and put window in without greasing it up, yeah, I'd recommend taking it back out.